Lawin First Light. Should you buy it? Are you going to spend your money, your hard-earned money? I'm going to show you what's in it, quickly give you a rundown, and then for those who are going to stay in the video, we'll go a bit deeper. Have you ran Wild Beyond the Witchlight? Also based in the Fae. So if you like this, and Adventures in the Feywild, they're sort of two tied together quite nicely. Let's look at the contents for those eager to get out of the video. We've got Lorwyn Shadowmoor, which are two areas, a light and a dark, a day and a night. And then you've got the Eclipse Realms where they overlap, they Venn diagram. Chapter 1, some backgrounds. So yeah, you've got a background that's in the day, lighty people, and then the same shadowy type character. You've got a feat for the light side, a feat for the dark side, and that's how this whole thing revolves. Even all the species here, boggarts, elves, fairies, flamekin, kithkin, they're all light and dark versions. And how species descriptions, how to have changelings of day and night. A gazetteer taking you through all the towns and, locations in this fae realm. And the bestiary. Fairies, scarecrows, treefolk, giants, merrow, noggles. They're all just light and dark versions of races or species that you might already be aware of. Then in chapter 4 we get very short inspiration and examples like in the Forgotten Realms books that I've covered already. That'll just get you started really. So for those who don't know me, I'm Chris. I'm here to help you DM better, prep faster and tell epic stories. Normally DM guides are my thing, but I experiment with other things, looks like this behind the covers of new things I get my hands on, thanks to my members. Now, let's dig deeper. So on the nice sunny side, Lorwyn is described as a place which magically imbues people with certain physical, mental and personality traits. Optimism very much shining through. Talks about a magical creature called Urdu, a massive Pegasus-like being with 6 legs, a beaked head and crimson fur that flows like flames from its mane and wings. Sounds fantastical, and yet I was let down to see it just says use the ancient gold dragon stat block. I wanted to see that monster. And the shadow side also has some sort of weird creature running its place. And you just use the ancient black dragon stat block. Pretty uninteresting really. So yeah, the nice side, Lorwyn, teams with life and vivid colours, everyone's optimistic. Shadowmoor, everyone dresses in like dark clothes and they're pessimistic. So where these lands actually mix in realms of twilight, travellers take on attributes of the opposition where they've just come from. Things get weird. You can get calcified, meaning you turn to stone in these in-between bits. Now, animals are twisted, but if you're a resident of this area, you're probably alright. But for PCs travelling to this area, the idea is you carry a reliquary of dawn or a reliquary of twilight. It means you're immune from being corrupted from the other side. So boundaries shift and they are caused by notable births and deaths. Boundaries can shift for no reason at all. The supernatural effects of crossing from one side to the other are called eventide and morningtide. So yeah, you pick up these wondrous items to not be affected by the changes. There used to be a fairy queen called Una, and every 300 years, with an event known as the Great Aurora, she would mix everybody's side. Everyone on the light side would be teleported to the opposite side, and they cleared their memories, and so they went from being good to bad, or bad to good, or light to dark, I should say. Anyway, she was overthrown. That's the law. Now we've got the backgrounds and such. So yeah, if you're a Lorwyn expert, what you would use to create your character. If you hail from Lorwyn, Shadowmoor expert. If you hail from Shadowmoor, it's just all dark and stuff. Child of the Sun feat, get fairy fire basically. Shadowmoor hexer, you get hex. Adapted species, so we've already had boggarts in other books, and they're just twisted a bit more, either for the better or for the worse. Same with elves, they're much more ram-like, or they're evilly ram-like. Playing an elf, a little table there, and then fairies, you can play a fairy race out of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Flamekin are basically fire genasi, and it says, see Morden Kanan presents Monsters of the Multiverse. There's a few of those sneaky little, go buy this other book, we're not going to present it here. Kithkin, like twisted halflings. Changelings and darker changelings, the Rhymekin. Gazetteer, nice little touch if you want information on the exact places to visit and a little description about what's there. So yeah, useful for names, but not really gonna do much in the way of just following all the text. They're just tiny little morsels, crumbs if you like, a collection of crumbs as inspiration. I mean, you know, save some time, but if you went here, where we're going, Wary Wind Bow, secluded behind a waterfall, it's a secretive meeting place where fairies plot and scheme. I mean, you could have come up with that yourself. Shadowmoor, Ballynock, reasons to visit, 3 little reasons. Just a darker, weirder fae. So-and-so gathers here. Well, yeah, fine. It's just not something you're going to want to really nail down before you run it. And the bestiary. So, fairies, scarecrows and tree folk, and they have darker and lighter versions. These are your actual creature types by challenge. Giants, I do like a giant. So you got some sort of nice, bright-sized giants, the Lorwyn giants, or the Shadowmoor giants. And then you've got what's basically axolotl type things, incantations, transient one, huge fae, or a incarnation of vibrance. Pretty cool though. Meros, harangas, or double speakers. Yeah, I do. You know, it's nice to have new stats. These are like Noggles are donkey-like lovers of chaos. The ransacker, ransacking away. The Noggle wild mage. Then in the last chapter we get what I think it's pronounced Aelith. So okay, it's a city. It's got some people you can talk to. We get a map of, I don't know, like a town hall sort of thing, where the communities meet. And then, okay, so A2, meeting hall. 2 sentences. This area is lit warmly by enormous chandeliers. And it's got a door leading out. Oh, well, thanks. A director's office, a heavy desk and filing cabinets take up most of the room in this office. Is that worth paying for? Sample adventures, level 1, the inventor's sabotage. Okay, you know, that's what I'm all about. I'm trying to find a little story. It's very little, as they tend to be at the moment. Blood at the Banquet for level 5. It's still over and done with on a scroll of your mouse wheel. And we're done. I love the Feywild. I got this as part of the bundle. I would not be seeking it out, personally, singularly. I would if I was a D&D YouTuber. But other than that, for my own private use, no. Let me know what you think.